casting eerie shadows over the quaint houses. Legend spoke of a spirit that dwelled deep within the trees, a presence that thrived on the fears of those who dared to approach. One foggy night, a group of teenagers, Alice, Tom, Sarah, and Mike, decided to test their bravery. They gathered at the edge of the forest, armed with flashlights and bravado. "It's just a story," Tom scoffed, flicking his flashlight toward the thicket. "Nothing to be afraid of." As they stepped into the woods, the temperature dropped sharply. A thick fog rolled in, enveloping them in an oppressive silence. The only sound was the crunch of twigs underfoot and their nervous laughter. But the deeper they went, the more the laughter faded, replaced by an unsettling feeling of being watched. Suddenly, Sarah stumbled upon an old, decrepit cabin, hidden by vines and shadows. Its wooden door creaked ominously as they pushed it open. Inside, the air was stale, and dust motes danced in their flashlight beams. On a rotting table lay an old journal, pages yellowed and brittle. With trembling hands, Alice opened it. The words were frantic, filled with tales of the darkness that roamed the forest. A creature that would whisper your darkest fears until you were driven mad. The last entry sent shivers down her spine. "It is already here. I can hear it." As Alice read aloud, the wind howled outside, as if warning them. Shadows seemed to shift in the corners of the cabin, dark forms flickering just beyond the reach of their lights. Mike, laughing nervously, dared them to call out the spirit's name. "Come on, we're not scared of some ghost." But as he spoke, a low murmur echoed from the shadows, a voice so soft yet chilling. "I see you," it whispered, wrapping around them like a cold embrace. Panic set in as the group exchanged fearful glances. Tom turned to leave, but the door slammed shut with a deafening bang. Their flashlights flickered, casting long shadows that danced and twisted unnaturally. The whispers grew louder, circling around them, each one a fragment of their deepest fears. Sarah screamed as shadows coalesced into grotesque figures, faces twisted in torment, eyes gleaming with malice. "We need to get out," Alice shouted, her heart racing. But the shadows moved faster, closing in on them. The walls of the cabin seemed to pulse, trapping them within its dark embrace. Tom tried to break down the door, but it wouldn't budge. "We're not going to die here," he yelled, but desperation clawed at his voice. In a moment of clarity, Alice pulled the journal from the table and frantically flipped through its pages. "There must be something," she cried out, as she read aloud a passage about confronting the spirit. The shadows recoiled, their murmurs turning to wails of fury. With a sudden burst of courage, Alice shouted, "We aren't afraid of you." Then she woke up,